which free agent move are analysts getting wrong? So, and just very generally, not obviously singling anybody out, but in terms of how the community is looking at these moves, I mean, is there one where you see the community going in one direction and you're like, no, I mean, I think this is actually great for the people involved, or terrible for the people involved? I mean, who actually should be moving up and is moving down, or vice versa?
So Terry McLaurin comes to mind. And look, I'm not a Carson Wentz defender. Okay, I'm not someone who's saying no, he's actually good. He's going to get back to his MVP form, and that's not the case. But the good thing is for McLaurin, who again dominant downfield, dominant through with air yards, with Whopper, with every way you measure it, he is like an alpha receiver in that Washington offense. And Wentz doesn't have to be great to be a market upgrade over Taylor Heineke. You know, Heineke was by many measures the worst downfield thrower in the league in 2021. He led the league in downfield interceptions. He only completed like 30% of his passes over 20 yards, which was among the bottom 3 or 4, along like Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson, that area. Carson Wentz was better. And I know, like, it sounds weird because we watch him and we see him get dumped after 1 year and what was supposed to be, probably a multi-year project in Indianapolis. But he as in his career has been a pretty decent and aggressive downfield thrower. I think that's great for McLaurin compared to how it was with Heineke.
Where should he be going then? Because my thought on that is that that's definitely correct. My other thought is that there maybe was some hope last year in his ADP that things would actually work out in Washington and the offense would be solid. And there was hope in the offseason that Washington would do something that made any sense at the quarterback position. Both of those things sort of helping his ADP to start last year, maybe propping up his ADP in early best ball and in Dynasty this year. When we consider now that it is an upgrade, perhaps I think that Wentz is still going to end up getting benched, and so then you got to deal with whoever that person. But if it's a big upgrade on Heineke, but a downgrade on what maybe our hopes were, how does that translate into where he should be going in the wide receiver pecking order?
Yeah, so he, according to the ADP I'm looking at, he's going at the 4-5 turn right now. Talking about McLaurin, just after guys like Elijah Moore, DJ Moore, Amari Cooper. He's going a little bit before Adam Thielen and Michael Pittman. Oh man, that does kind of mess me up a little bit, because I would be much happier taking Pittman than I would McLaurin in that range.
But he's going to fall from there over the next month, and so you'll be able to get him cheaper.
You would think, right? You would think, unless you're in. I live in the Washington area, so I play fantasy with a bunch of people who love the Commanders now, and so they will take McLaurin way higher than his ADP. But if you're in a regular league, I think that McLaurin's a guy who stung people last year, and we remember that, that hurt to take him and think that, oh man, like I got this guy who could easily be a wide receiver 1, and he wasn't, and you were actually probably benching him at some points last year, which is devastating. But if that sting is fresh in people's mind, I think that you could get a pretty good deal on him in the 5th or 6th round.
Ben and I were trying to decide between McLaurin and Amon-Ra in one of the playoff weeks last year, and we made the wrong choice. We did go with McLaurin, and if we had gone with Amon-Ra, we would have finished in the money in the FFPC main event.
I remember listening to that, actually, and my heart hurt for you.
Did you enjoy that clip? Make sure you hit that subscribe button to get more content from RotoViz. And of course, you can check out full-length podcasts at rotoviz.com/podcast. Available on all podcast platforms. Check out our wide range of content. Once again, rotoviz.com/podcast.